Hi, I'm Annie Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington Realtors legal hotline lawyer. And all of you are in the business, whether you intended to be or not, you are all in the business of giving referrals. You refer your clients to inspectors, to lenders, to mortgage brokers, to escrow folks, to title insurance companies, to contractors, to surveyors, to lawyers, and on and on and on. You refer your consumers to third-party providers every single day of your career. Believe it or not, under Washington law, there is a claim of liability that can be filed against you that's entitled negligent referral. You can be sued for having made a negligent referral. What does that look like? Pick any third-party provider you want. Surveyor, inspector, engineer, contractor, lawyer, whomever it is. You've referred your client or a consumer to this third-party provider who then does a poor job for the consumer. Consumer sues the third-party provider who, for whatever reason, is unaccountable for their bad behavior. And since the consumer can't collect from that third-party provider, who does the consumer sue? They sue the person who gave them that referral. How do you guard against liability for a claim of negligent referral? I can't give you a magic formula that ensures a defense to that claim. Here's the best advice I can give you. Anytime you give a referral, make sure that the referral is licensing compliant in their industry. For inspectors, for example, an inspector has to have a license through the Department of Licensing. You can go to the DOL website, dol.wa.gov, and follow the links to home inspectors, and you can verify whether or not the inspectors that you are referring to consumers have licenses. And with respect to inspectors, I would suggest that you go one step further. The inspectors that you refer also need to have insurance. Washington law does not require that home inspectors carry a liability insurance policy. There are plenty, however, who have taken the additional step of purchasing liability insurance, not only for their own protection, but for the protection of your consumers, and I would assert for your protection as well. So refer home inspectors who are licensing compliant and who carry a liability insurance policy. Then think about the rest of the world of third parties who you refer. You refer lawyers, surveyors, contractors, engineers. Any third party you refer must be licensing compliant with their own industry. And with almost probably, maybe with no exception, it's too big of a world to consider, but with almost out exception, every industry identifies its licensed members online. The Bar Association, the Washington State Bar Association, has a member directory. You go to wsba.org, click on the member directory, and you can see if a lawyer is in licensing compliance standards with the Bar Association. Surveyors are licensed through our state. Contractors are licensed through the Department of Labor and Industries. You might have to poke around a little bit to find the regulatory authority that licenses the particular industry you're dealing with, but more often than not, you're going to be able to find the regulatory authority who issues the license for any individual industry, and you need to make sure that the members of that industry that you are referring to consumers, that those members are in fact licensing compliant with their industry. And if you can't do that, then don't refer individuals. Your duty under the agency law is to advise your client to seek the advice of an expert in areas that exceed the scope of your expertise. You do not have a duty to advise clients to seek the advice of a particular individual. So if all that you can do is tell a client you need to talk to a surveyor, put that advice in writing. Client, I advise you to seek the advice of a surveyor with respect to this issue, and then don't give them the name of a specific surveyor. If you can't refer to a licensing compliant member of the industry, then just refer to the industry in general. If you have questions on this topic or any other, please send an email to me, legal hotline at warealtor.org. Thank you for being a Washington Realtor member.